Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, December 23rd. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of SPY, IWM, and Triple Qs. First and foremost, I want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas, safe travels, enjoy yourselves and your families. Thanks for being part of my room, the people that are in my trading room. It's a special group. To those of you who just watch me on the videos, I appreciate it very much for you being there and hopefully helping you guys and gals, and to everybody else on Twitter and everything else, very, very Merry Christmas. Very impressive week for the markets. We end up about $10, $11 in SPY on the week, so basically we took back all of last week, but what's even more impressive, we were down at $1.8 on Monday. So actually we took $20 back. M period, it's amazing. I was saying earlier in the room today in K&L, I said something tells me we are not going to hold H's low and we're going to get a flush. Now I did not think we would probe though, but we did. I actually took a short in L period, somewhere around the middle of K. Made some money on it when it came down. I thought we would get to H's low in L. Went back up, took the rest off, made small in the trade, and then M pulls a fast one. I'm not surprised, though. I'm not surprised. This market is so ridiculously long. Everybody was waiting for this thing to rip higher like it's done the last 4 days. It did go higher, but boy, did they take a lot back late. Almost $2, $1.75. Remember, we've probed, which means we've made a new high in the last half hour of trading all day this week. 4 days in a row. I don't know the last time I ever saw that. So 4 days in a row, even Monday when we had a horrific down day to start, we end price probing to the upside all 4 days. I'm going to go over all these charts. Again, I don't expect a lot of people to watch this tonight or tomorrow, but maybe on Sunday when you're done stuffing your face and opening your presents to prepare yourselves for next week, you'll look at this. I traded very, very little today, just getting things done and BSing in the trading room. One thing I've talked about, I want to get better next year. A bunch of things. Number one, I want to hold on to winners longer. That's number one. Number two, I want to get involved on these grind days up. I know you have to know yourself, and that's a tough thing for me, but I think it's something I need to work on because this week is a perfect example of not being involved because I don't like the tempo. And I just don't get involved on the long side, and it just grinds up for dollar after dollar. So that's something I certainly want to work on for the new year. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, there's always room for improvement. So those are definitely two things I look to work on as we go into 2022. I really just took a couple of small shorts today in B period. There was no tempo. The 473s, I did it again in E period. I mean, we attempted to go trend 4 times today, and we didn't hold any. So even though longs, we were one time framing up a lot, taking a short at visual areas at the highs of these time frames worked also because you weren't getting much tempo above when you made a new high. And the last trade I took, like I said, was in L when I took it, and I'm thinking it would get H's low. Didn't get it in L, but M, after a nice vicious reversal bar, takes it out. Now, Qs end up, they had 3 singles. It looks like M filled Ds, but they still have C and B, so they have 2 sets of singles. Russell ends up with 1 in C. We never held any. And don't forget, Qs have 4 sets of singles from 2 days ago. So the market very healthy. If I'm not mistaken, we have outside weeks up in Russell. Triple Q just missed. Again, we'll go over those in a minute. As far as destinations, we only have 4 upside destinations left, and none of them is a daily high. Today's high is a weekly high, 472.19. Now, keep in mind, ES took out last week's high. Because of the dividends, SPY did not. So that's important. So 472.19 weekly high, then last week's high, 472.87. Then 473.54 monthly high, all-time high from November 22nd. And then our pre-market all-time high of 474.86 from December 16th. for the downside. Today, now, we did probe, and even though we closed all the way down here, I want to see how the market opens on Monday if we open back above here. I'll just put it out there for now, 471.82, K&L's high. We'll see what happens on Monday. And then there's nothing now. Now, again, I'm not going to ignore 8 wide. Okay, we ended 8 wide in SPY. But I won't carry it forward. But we'll see Monday if we trade there. Because after taking out H's low, which would have been the afternoon pullback, there's nothing to today's low of 468.64 and then filling the gap of 467.81, an 83-point gap. And then below that, we have the price probe from yesterday. G's high of 466.91, 466.24, 9 wide, and then you should have all those single prints. I gave them to you yesterday. Now, let's go break down these charts. Again, I really appreciate you liking and subscribing to this channel. And I think it would certainly be an awesome thing if you people, I have a lot of subscribers on here and on Twitter. Come give CamelbackTrading.org a try. I told you I was running that special, $10 until I forgot what date I put it to. And then after that, it's only $30 a month. Come check us out and see what we can do for you. I think you'd see something pretty cool. All right, Russell. So after Russell, it's been an amazing 2 months for Russell. They finally came out of an 8-month balance and blew out the top to the upside, only to come right back into the 8-month balance and take almost the whole thing back as we got within $1.50 of March's low. And from that point now, we've rallied from 208.76, 209 we'll round it out, up to 222. Nice $13 rally. So guess what? Balance rules. Imbalance. Weekly. We stopped the one-time framing down, and we have an outside week up. That's pretty bullish going into the last week of the year. We took out last week's low, last week's high, but closed above last week's high. But it's still balanced. So the monthly's balanced, the weekly's balanced, but it is an outside week up. That's positive. Daily. Finally, they were down 4 days ago, came into balance 3 days ago. Yesterday, I would have said they came out of balance, and today they're definitely up. So the daily is up. That's how I look at it. A lot of people use different things. I'll show you on SPY what I'm talking about in a minute. So monthly is balance, weekly balance, daily up in Russell. Triple Qs. Balance on the monthly, clearly. Weekly, they tried to have an outside week up, but they just failed. Last week's high was 398.48. We got up to 398.43 in M period and then closed down. Wow, my goodness. They closed down. We came in $1.50, it looks like. I didn't even realize that. Yeah. They went from almost an outside week up to coming in over $1.50 triple Qs in the last 3-4 minutes of the day. Balance on the weekly. That's a 4-week balance. We had 2 inside weeks in a row, came out of it to the downside this week, failed miserably, almost came out of it to the upside. So monthly's balance, weekly is balance, and the daily is up. Again, some people will still call this balance because they haven't taken out the Friday's high of the 16th. Now, I was in balance on mine in SPY until we came above that. So again, it depends on how you look at it. We were in balance here, went down, back to balance on Tuesday. I guess you could call this balance, even though it's one time framing up, because we did not take out Friday's high. So I'm going to call all 3 time frames balance for Russell, even though we're one time framing up 3 days. So it's all balance. Isn't that amazing when you have that kind of move that we had this week and it's still all balance? It shows you how important balance rules are, and when you come out of them, what to try to expect. Okay, SPY and AS. Balance on the monthly. Now again, we have 5 trading days left. If we're able to take out the all-time high and close above it next Friday, we can have an outside month up going into the new year. Weekly. SPY never got last week's high, right, because of the dividend. Weekly is still balance. It's firmly a 4-week balance for me. So monthly balance, weekly balance, daily. Now, here's the difference. And again, we discussed this in the room, how it's an art, not a science. I was calling the daily up because I had this in like a 3-day balance. Friday was balance, right? Then we went down on Monday, back to balance Tuesday. Once we got over Monday's high, I called it up. Now, can you say it's still in balance because we never took out last week's high? You can. Just like, but to me, this was, I had it in the 3-day balance here. I'm going to call it up. Doesn't mean anybody's right or wrong. It's all what you prefer. So I'm going to call the monthly and weekly balance the daily up since we took out Friday's high. Unlike triple Qs, which didn't even take out Friday's high in the daily. That's how I kind of look at it a little differently, even though we didn't get those. So the weekly's in balance, yes, but the daily I'm calling up. And we have 2 gaps as our focus. Volume, the lightest of the month right now at 55 million with the after hours to go. So it's going to be the lightest of the month. That's expected. Our range turned out to be pretty decent. 3 and change again. So not a bad week at all. Stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. And I will speak to you prior to the opening on Monday. Merry Christmas all.